Meghan Markle here.
Today is September 4th, 2025. It is 3:27 a.m. I've been adding to my list. There were some tweets that I left since I didn't record anything yesterday because I was editing whatever I recorded the day prior, and I left a lot of tweets for me to record, which I think I will record them because some of them have some really good information in them. And before I started recording right now, and I went over on Twitter to see what I missed because I was not on online much yesterday because family issues. I have to take care of some stuff for the kids and things like that. So I went over and I grabbed some tweets and I posted some stuff online on my community board like this. I posted a few minutes ago. Wow, 42 minutes ago. Okay, so it's almost an hour. Yeah, so let's get started pretty much. So this is the back end, and I was reading some of the comments, not much, 2 comments under this video, and I responded to one. They're not too much about this topic, I understand, but the squad were talking about it. Was it Olindria or something like that? They called the couple, but a lot of the squad were talking about it, and I was spending time looking into it, what they were all about. And while I was informing myself, I record some of them. And I think in that particular video, I wanted to look more into it and grab some video clips here and there. And I could see why the squads are talking about her. Yeah, she's very, not only confident, very articulate, confident about herself, and she knows what she wants, and she understands the dynamic of things, reality, pretty much. And she's from the South. I think she said she's from, if I'm not mistaken, could be Mississippi. I think in one of the video clip in there, she said where she was from. I think Mississippi or something. That's a very racist state. So she was explaining how she sort of reluctant. I will not say reluctant. Like there's a little, I guess, reluctant, but she didn't want to like date outside of her race because of things that she probably experienced and seen in the area that she lived. But she opened herself. She was being very but anyway, I don't want to say too much because I'm still learning more about them. But I could see why the squad like her, and they want to pretty much do the same thing that they do for Meghan and Harry for her as well. I could understand that, but I don't watch her show, and I'm not that invested into do the same thing that I do for Harry and Meghan. But occasionally, if I do come across some stuff that caught my attention, I will share them. Okay, but yeah, I do have great respect for her from those clips that I saw about her. But that's that. And before I started recording, I was watching where I'll put the links in the description for you guys. Serena Williams introduced Maria Sharapova into the International Hall of Fame. I watched that clip. There was some cut. I could see there were some cuts here and there from her speech, and also in that I didn't finish watch it. As you can see, I'm like halfway. I was spending too much time. So I'll leave the link for you guys to go check it out. Both of their speeches. It's very inspiring, and the respect they both have for each other Serena Williams and Maria Sharapova and things like that. This is the way that I feel like sportsmanship should be. Okay, where you still have great respect for your opponent, but at the same time they push you to be the best version of yourselves, and this is the respect that I see from both of them. And it seems like it's Maria who called Serena if she could do the honor of introducing her to the International Hall of Fame. So I have great respect. I don't know much about Maria Sharapova besides the fact that I know she was a great tennis player. That's all. I don't know too much, including Serena. I mean, I know a little bit more from Serena because of her father and things like that, but not much about Maria. But it seems like there were some sort of similarities about their fathers, because she said it in that speech where her father pushed her to be the best tennis player that she could be. And many of us know about Serena Williams, whose father really pushed her and her sister to be the best version of themselves as a tennis player. So yeah, I truly recommend you guys go watch those this is not interviews, those speeches, and it's very inspiring. And I have great respect for Maria. I didn't know, I mean, I always show respect, but it's another level of respect knowing what I know from this from these two videos. Okay, so I'll hopefully, let me pause and do it now, otherwise I will forget. Put the link in the description for you guys. So I had to move it back.
Serena Williams introduces Maria Sharapova into the International Hall of Fame. Let's hear her speech. Okay. Subscribe to our channel for more.
Okay, so that's Serena. Wow, she looked very good walking to introduce Maria. Okay, so I had to move it back because it was back to back that I watched both of them. So yeah, to get the link so I don't forget. Okay, so now let's go on Twitter. I have some tweets to share with you, and if I have the energy, the next video will be some old tweets that I didn't get a chance to record, but I think that's worth sharing with you. Alright, so this is the first tweet some of the squad were sharing. Okay, so that one, someone who usually tagged me on Twitter with some of these important tweets, I appreciate it because I was not on Twitter. Am I following this person? No, I'm not. So most likely, if she didn't tag me, I will not see that tweet unless if one of the squaddies that I follow have shared it or something like that. I just followed this person here. And the person who tagged me, when there's important tweets that she knows I will most likely share with my followers, she will tag me on it. So I truly appreciate it. Otherwise, I will not know about that. I was not on Twitter yesterday at all. I had to take my kids to the dentist. My youngest started school yesterday. He didn't go because the appointment was made over the summer. So, and it's the first day. He's not gonna miss that much. So I had to take them to the orthodontist. They put in braces and stuff. I didn't know it was that expensive. It's in the thousands. And a couple other things that I had to do. So I was not on Twitter at all. So thank you for tagging me on this. All right. So let's get started. Hey, Niall Gardner. He tagged the person. That's the guy who was into all of Harry's business regarding Harry's visa. So that's him. You see, I blocked them. They tagged them. Or this person tagged them. Hey, at Niall Gardner. I guess thank you for having wasted millions dollars from the Heritage Foundation. You useless piece of, you know that. So, oh my God, that's the t-shirt. This person did a pretty good job with this Photoshop. Put Harry's face on that, and that's supposed to be when Niall Gardner went to court and asked to release Harry's visa situation, and it was pretty much all redacted. So this is what that is. It truly is, okay, what the court released. Pretty much everything was redacted. Alright, so this is the part he took a screenshot from the article, and the link of the article will be in the description as well because they archived it. it's not the actual link going into Daily Fail. So they archive the article. And that's the link I will be sharing with you, not the Daily Fail. Okay, so let me only read this part. And if you want to read the entire article, like I said, the link will be in the description. But an immigration expert told the Daily Mail it could all point to an A1 head of state document, a rare type of diplomatic visa, which is granted at the discretion of the Department of State and given to members of foreign royal families. I remember when I first started looking into Harry and Meghan, that video that I'm gonna make reference to will be on PYTE. So in that video I did, because at the beginning I was asking myself questions left and right. Okay, one of the questions that came to mind was Harry's visa situation. That was before the Trump came in, the nonsense that we're seeing here. I was asking myself question about visa. Okay, I'll put the thumbnails of that particular video. And when I put that video out, the squad came after me. But it doesn't hurt, okay? It doesn't hurt to look into certain things. So in that particular video, that's when I found out all sort of level of, even though to a certain extent, I don't think I didn't even know they have. Did I mention anything about head of state visa? I don't even think I know of such thing existed. But what I found out is that the more money you have, the more option you have for visas in different places. Okay, so that's that. All right, so where was I here? Okay, Department of State and giving to members of foreign royal families. It bestowed the bearer with free reign to come and go from the U.S. at will and to work in the country while remaining a foreign citizen. And I remember there was it in a speech or an interview that Harry said he didn't really want to change his status in terms of he doesn't want to give up his British citizenship kind of thing to become a U.S. citizen or something like that. But whatever. I'm just paraphrasing and talking on top of my head. All right. The security check is lower than for a normal non-immigrant visa and will not involve being quizzed about past drug use. The Duke will have such a visa his whole life, even as a child, and will be able to maintain it now as fifth in line to the throne, renewing it about every 5 years to the Department of State. The Department of State vets and issues the A1 visa with little input from the Department of Homeland Security, immigration lawyer Melissa Chauvin told the Daily Mail. All right, so there's more. Like I said, the link, do I have it open? Yeah, so there it is here. It's a decent read. All right. I had to click on it to get the link. If you want to read more. So that's that. Let's see some of the comments. This is where the person put it. Okay, Pamela is going to need some emotional support. Watch him go back to regular deranger. Loser. There's that. This is the redacted thing the court had released. Okay, he's gone quiet now, only attacking Meghan and Harry here on X like every other losers with no life. Okay, oh dear. Since he was a child. Yeah, there's a lot of royalties who's living in the US, especially in Florida. There's this, I don't remember what country she's from. I have an idea, but I can't think of the name. Where they're living in Florida. Let me pause for a second. So I went on ChatGPT. What royal members or live in the United States? As of 2025, the most well-known member of royal family living in the United States. We know about Harry, Duke of Sussex and Montecito. There's this here, Princess Madeleine of Sweden. Formerly live in the US. I guess they don't anymore. Live in Florida, yeah. For several years with her husband and children. Update returned to Sweden in 2023. Okay, no longer. Prince Joel Makonnen of Ethiopia. Right, descendant of Ethiopian former imperial family, live in the U.S., involved in business and philanthropy. not of reign, royal Ethiopian monarchy was abolished in 1975. But anyway, there have been couple other, this is different, other royals who live in the US, so there's that. Let's read some of the responses under that and then move on. This was known since the Daily Fair and the Heritage Foundation started their BS hunt regarding Harry's visa. All the people from the royal family across the world without criminal records, especially the European royals living, working in the US, have those visas. Okay, so that was one of two. Okay, lately even the Japanese princess, I forgot about her as well, and I did a video about her when she married that commoner, and she moved to the US living regular lives. And I think there's some pictures of her just walking freely in Manhattan. Okay, lately even the Japanese princess who flew her country for the US with her husband because of them being harassed and bullied by the Japanese and the public for the fact that she married a commoner from a low class, got this type of visa. Sorry, harassed and bullied by the Japanese press and the public. Alright, so I'm glad I went into that. Okay, let's leave that alone. Let's move to the next one. Alright, so this is another thing that I found the squad was sharing here. And if you go on my community board, that last tweet that I just went over, I pretty much took screenshot of all of the comments because it ended up being 10, I think 9 screenshots. So now YouTube allowed more screenshots on those community boards, so I think up to 10. So I was able to grab all of the comments. You could go on my community board to read some of the comments if you want to. Alright, so this is another one that I found tonight. Camilla is my god, this woman. Camilla is inelegance personified. Charles no longer worry about being overshadowed by a wife or by a good-looking Prince Harry and his gorgeous wife Meghan Sussex. He made sure Princess Diana is gone, the Sussexes are gone. Now it's just really mumbles himself and the frump. Oh my god. Just, I mean, there will be screenshot in between. I cannot just play the video, otherwise YouTube is gonna block me. But the key parts within this video, I will be more than happy to make you see the movement of it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. For a minute I'm thinking maybe it's sound effect and things like that, but I heard her when she talked, nobody's clapping, nothing. Nothing about her says queen in any form. She gives me the 8th grade history teacher that is well past retirement age and too afraid to leave the job where she pretend her co-workers are her friends. This is so accurate. Oh my god, the squad have some shady comments. She looks a little confused. Yeah, the frump, that's the laugh, yeah? I'm not a huge Camilla fan, but she is an old woman. Not all women get plastic surgery. Many grow old gracefully. Agree, he doesn't like to be overshadowed, hence William being pushed into the background so the king gets his moment. The royal family are so jealous that this isn't their lives, so they are spending all their time and energy trying to drag Harry and Meghan down. And at the same time, they're revealing themselves. Get over it, royal relics. Harry and Meghan are never going back to your entitled racist cesspool. These are not the faces of miserable people. Alright, the cadet greeting Camilla is a young lady I know well. Both her and her mother are keen equestrian. Very interesting. Just thought I'd throw that in. Perfect example of you can put a lipstick on a pig. She's a doddering old woman who has no class. Still can't over the fact that he left Diana for that ugly creature. Every time I look at Charles and Camilla's love life kind of thing, I hope young women be reminded, okay, no matter how you look at yourself, yes, you need to carry yourself in a respectable manner and things like that, but don't change, don't go do plastic surgery for someone to like you, unless this is what you personally want for yourself. that would be completely different story here. But there are some women who go out of their way because they want a man to love them. They will do plastic surgery for someone else. Okay, so looking at Charles and Camilla's love life and what Charles left to be with Camilla, that should tell you something.
As a new year broke, many people hoped that the official separation and Princess Diana's self-imposed withdrawal from public life might put an end to the constant barrage of negative publicity surrounding the royal couple.
There was a brief period after the formal separation when I think a lot of us felt rather optimistic about how this strange arrangement might work. A lot of the practical issues around two separate households had been pretty happily resolved, and it seemed that the public shared our sense of relief that this slow-motion train wreck of a marriage had finally reached the point where we could at least talk openly about how best to manage the mess.
But it was as if the royal couple simply couldn't stop themselves from continuing the warfare. Within months of Princess Diana's supposed withdrawal, the media battle resumed again. There now followed another damaging period of personal revelations, attempts to upstage each other, and third-party leaks. In short, full-scale warfare, with the media piling in.
The trouble was, it was only ever going to be a kind of an armistice. It was a ceasefire, not a peace treaty. And so what followed was 4 years of guerrilla warfare, I suppose.
The first salvo was a television interview by Prince Charles giving his version of the marriage breakdown.
His press office confirmed he had no regrets about taking part in the film, or indeed about admitting his adultery.
He sucked his teeth at certain points, but he had made clear all along that he was never going to say, please do not use this, or in part use this.
On the evening this interview was broadcast, Princess Diana appeared in public looking defiantly sexy and glamorous.
Princess Diana back in the limelight, her private life exposed to public gaze as her ex-army friend says they were lovers. The book boasts that it tells of a love affair that spans nearly 5 years.
This is another high-risk strategy by the prince, an authorised biography over which he had no editorial control and for which he allowed unprecedented access to his life and private papers. Since the prince's admission of adultery, the woman widely acknowledged as his mistress has shunned publicity, and the couple have never been seen openly together. But after attending this premiere of French Kiss earlier in the evening, the prince had slipped away to join her at the party. It's been speculated that Camilla is being groomed to be presented to the public as Charles's new partner. She divorced her husband Andrew in February. Next week she moves into a new house a few miles from Highgrove.
If someone doesn't like you, nothing that you will do to make them love you. Alright, this is the last one I'm reading. I kind of like that dress, but aside from her library reading work, she's been pretty much a piece of that, which all good Diana stands knew would be the case. Alright, Princess Diana knew they didn't want her to be queen.
I don't think many people would want me to be queen. Actually, when I say many people, I mean the establishment that I'm married into, because they've decided that I'm a non-starter.
Why do you think they've decided that?
Because I do things differently, because I don't go by a rule book, because I lead from the heart, not the head. And albeit that's got me into trouble in my work, I understand that. But someone's got to go out there and love people and show it.
And do you think that because of the way you behave, that's precluded you effectively from becoming queen?
Yes, well, not precluded me, I wouldn't say that. I just don't think I have as many supporters in that environment than I did.
You mean within the royal household?
Mm-hmm. They see me as a threat of some kind. And I'm here to do good. I'm not a destructive person.
Why do they see you as a threat?
I think every strong woman in history has had to walk down a similar path. And I think it's the strength that causes the confusion and the fear. Why is she strong? Where does she get it from? Where is she taking it? Where is she going to use it? Why do the public still support her? When I say public, you're going into an engagement and there's a great many people there.
But it's crazy that they prefer mediocre. It's unbelievable. And then, yeah, they don't want well-educated people to be next to them because they do not want to try to better themselves. When you, like at the beginning of this video where I was talking between Maria Sharapova and Serena Williams, they push themselves to be the best version of themselves because when they playing when they're playing each other, they put their best version out there. But these people, they don't want to try. They just, the thing is that, this is the other thing with them, I just don't understand. I could understand you don't want to push yourself to be whatever. But they have the lifestyle, they have the money. Things have been pretty much established for them to just walk to. Why can't they just sit and enjoy that lifestyle without bothering other people? If you want to be part of the competition in the real world, why trying to put someone down so you could be up there? It's so freaking ridiculous to me. I don't understand their mindset. Okay, next tweet.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.